Got it.
All right, Mike's hot.
All right. How hot is it?
No. You know what you do here. Go ahead, do it.
I can't do it.
Watch out.
I was good for the day.
There you go.
Hello and welcome to the Palaver Project. My name is Mr. White, and I'm joined by Mr. Blue,
Hey!
Mr. Red, and Mr. Pink.
What happened to Mr. Pink?
Yes, finally, I get enough. Wait, who was I?
Just be glad you ain't Mr. Yellow.
Because you're a piece of shit, that's why.
You know,
Piece of shit.
back in my day, they actually used to play that line like on the radio, like
The fool.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it used to be like on the everyday like morning radio. Because you're a faggot, all right. Can't say that anymore,
No, we can't. We've been...
Well, we can. Other people can't.
and we do.
And we will.
We'll say it to your face.
And for those who haven't deleted us, thank you for downloading the podcast and joining the Palaver.
Yes.
We're working on making the Palaver Project available on more platforms other than Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Wink,
Jesus,
wink.
what else do you need?
We'll
Just
try
go
s-
download it already.
Yeah. And so continue to spread the word about our podcast and help this baby grow.
What are we going to have, like a new thing where people mail in and we send them like a tape?
And it's a murder tape.
Small little tapes.
It's a part.
The ones for like the little voice recorders,
The little
like not
ones,
even
yeah.
like a full
Yeah,
cassette tape.
that's your
It'll be like a mini
Palaver,
tape.
Palaver Project Weekly.
Figure it out. And some person's thumb.
And email us now and get your own personalized threat.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh,
It's
God.
their mom's head. There
No,
you go.
it was the baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
even worse.
That's even fucked up, yeah. Why would you even say that?
Next.
What a
You guys are
downer.
horrible.
I don't know where to go from here other than to say thanks to everyone who voted on our Facebook poll last week.
We
Oh,
need
yeah.
we need a soundbite board. We need to load some movie quotes.
Yeah.
Do they have a
And
little
themes.
app with the board things? I just at least want the toilet flush.
I'm sure they do.
Go full on morning zoo. That would be my dream.
That'd be nice.
You guys keep doing your thing.
Yeah, but for those who haven't had a chance, there's still time to cast your vote and tell us what you thought about the latest trailer for Joker coming October 4th,
That thing looks
2019. Guys, you've all seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the film?
I am. I'm, like, soaking in my pants right now. That thing's amazing.
Jesus.
I'm just letting you guys know. I'm
Yeah, that could just mean he's peeing himself.
That's true.
Well, I
No one
have-
would be surprised either.
Yeah. He has poor bladder control.
Guys, come on.
You know how many breaks we
Dude,
have to
the show
take during the show?
Hold on. Let me see.
Thomas, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean it looked interesting.
When was the last time anybody saw us beating, let's say, China?
Well, that came out of nowhere. What the hell does that have to do with
There's a
this?
Trump
thing?
soundboard. You want that for the DC thing? Here you go. You know what, Michael?
I'm going to tell you a couple of stories.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go.
We don't have victories anymore.
That's
I
it.
mean,
Oh,
he's not wrong. No, it was.
Speaking of
You know, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'll go see it in the theater. As we've already talked about many times offline here, I'm not a fan of Joker having an origin story. I
I
think
also agree.
I
but
think
the movie looks good.
killing joke is criminally overrated
Agreed.
as a comic, and yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, and I think he looks like has the perfect look, like
He does.
down and out like.
He-
That's actually what
that
got
doesn't
me.
understand why he's a loser, and yeah, looks good.
he's got the.
You notice that De Niro's in that?
He is, yeah.
What?
He's got
No
like
way.
that.
He's the
aging,
TV show host at the end that's like dancing around.
aging comic there.
Yeah.
So it what was he like? The king of comedy? Like they're saying that's reminiscent to that.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's based off of the Scorsese movie. Never seen that movie.
I mean, neither have I. But we many years ago, when the untimely passing of Heath Ledger, we were talking about replacements for the Joker for the sequel before we found out Christopher Nolan was just gonna not touch it anymore. Joaquin Phoenix did come up in conversations. He was up there along with Daniel Day-Lewis. They have that kind of facial structure. They have their acting prowess is, above reproach. I'm really glad we're finally seeing Joaquin Phoenix. Although it's kind of bittersweet, though, because it seems like it's gonna be a one shot.
Like a one-time kind of thing?
Yeah, he probably won't play the Joker.
Yeah, he won't.
After this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem...
Well, because DC doesn't even stick by one iteration of, like, Batman right now.
Yeah, they're
like,
just jumping
there's,
around.
like, multiple, like, versions of, like, the Batman universe going on.
Yeah, and it can be confusing for a general audience.
Because they're making Suicide Squad 2 and Jared Leto's, like, in it again.
Jared
right?
Leto, please.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the Joker again.
It's like the freaking...
So it's like jumping around. It's like, wait, so this Joker is
a
his
pimp
own
Joker,
thing.
right?
Like, this isn't the Heath Ledger Joker.
Right.
Right? Yeah, and then you have the Jared Leto Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Leto, please.
And then you got Matt Reeves' Batman coming out in a couple of years, and we don't know who's going to be cast for Joker in that movie.
Yeah,
is Joker even supposed to be in that?
I don't know. There's no confirmation. The script hasn't even been leaked or anything, so I have nothing to go by.
I mean, they're not going to do the Penguin. You already know the best Penguin was
Dan DeVito, the only Penguin on
Penguin.
film.
Yeah, well, the
I
show
like it
had a
raw, so I'm told.
I'm surprised he didn't say that in Batman Returns.
That'd have been good.
It's so many times he could have done with that fish.
Kids are like, what's that black stuff coming out of him? It's fish blood, honey.
And this is why we don't have any more Batman toys in McDonald's.
I heard.
I
heard that was the reason, right?
What did you think about the trailer? What do you think about this Joker movie? All things considered.
Look,
Out of all the trailers, I like the original little teaser thing where nothing's happening. And that was enough for me.
It's just a blank, and then it just says Joker. And the year it's going to come out, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's nothing there.
No, I don't know. Like I like its feel. It's gross feeling. You know what I mean?
Kind of creepy, huh?
Yeah, it's got a
Little off-putting.
distinct off-putting.
It's supposed to be like that, though.
It looks.
Who's the director?
It looks depressing.
Todd Phillips, he did The Hangover.
What?
Yeah.
It's
That's
going
a
to be
jump.
amazing.
A little bit of a jump, don't you think?
No, because the other ones kind of had like a dark like undertone with like Zach Galifianakis' character. Like I heard the third one just stopped being funny like altogether.
Yeah.
Kind of seemed like he was trying to break the genre like mold. You know, maybe this is something that'll be good for him.
I've never
Yeah.
actually seen any of them.
Really? You're missing out.
I don't watch
I
that
mean,
kind of stuff.
not really.
Oh. You're still missing out. You know, like in the third movie, I was eating with my cousin, and he'll remember this if he's listening to the show. We were eating, well, probably, maybe.
Can't even get our cousins to listen.
I was taking a sip of my drink, and something happened, and like I'd never seen the third one, and I just spit everything in his face, like everything. I've never had that happen in my life. And it was a total movie moment where something funny happened on TV, and I just like everything in my mouth, and he's just sitting there like whole face drenched in what appeared or used to be a Coca-Cola. And I'm just like laughing at the movie and laughing at his face because I just did that. And then his daughter like turns and looks at him because she was really young, and she's like, "Did he just spit at you, Daddy?" And he's like, "Yes, honey, he just spit at me." She's like, "Why?"
Wait, so what happened in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You laughed that hard, you don't even remember what made you laugh. Interesting.
Oh, I think it was the scene when they're little kids. When he's remembering everything, but they're like kids. You know, like he pictures the all himself and everybody else as kids.
I don't think anyone else in this room has seen part 3. Myself included, actually. I haven't seen part 3. I saw the beginning. I know John Goodman's like the bad guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seen any
Oh,
of them.
then did I just ruin it for you?
Or is that part 2?
Which one's the one with the kids?
It might be part 3.
Why are you looking at me?
Because
I
you
don't know.
haven't seen it.
Part 2 is the one where they're in like Thailand or something.
Oh, then it was part 2.
Did you? So you liked his direction? You liked the movie, the way the movie was
Yes, of
shot,
course.
everything. I mean,
Oh my god, that scene alone, like, even though it was comedy, it was really well done.
I haven't seen any of his films, so I'm coming in, just totally new to Todd Phillips. I know he's slated to do that Hulk Hogan biopic after this movie, so he's already starting to get out of that comedy genre for sure, like you were saying, Thomas.
That movie's gonna be so like light,
Yeah.
cookie cutter with like Hulk Hogan like consulting on it and everything.
Yeah.
Isn't it being sanctioned by like WWE or something like
Eric
that?
Bischoff's the producer, and
Oh,
he's
God,
yeah.
it's gonna be
I don't want to go too into the weeds about wrestling.
rose-colored goggles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, but if this works, if Todd Phillips, does have a masterpiece in his hands come October 4th, I mean, do you feel that Warner Brothers will just continue to release these standalone films instead of like universe building like Marvel does right now?
Which they've already shown they can't compete with.
Yeah.
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 I mean, might as well just throw a bunch of stuff out the wall and see what sticks.
At this point, right? I mean, it already seems like they're setting it up. If Aquaman supposedly is kind of a departure from Justice League, from that mess.
Anybody see that movie?
Aquaman? No.
No.
DC has been messing up. So, I mean, me personally, DC has been messing up so much.
Oh, we'll get into that. We're still talking about the Joker right now, right?
Yeah.
But-
I guess
yeah.
my
You know what I was gonna say was I remember after Heath Ledger died and everything, and obviously what you want to see after Dark Knight Returns is you want to see like another iteration like of that character, And I remember telling you at the time that it is gonna happen, but it's probably gonna take time. Well, here we are. It took like 8 years, right, before Suicide Squad, before there was another Joker on film, and now we're like 11 years in, and now it looks like people are starting to take brave
steps.
Risks with like portraying the character again, which is good to see. Yeah, what could have been, huh?
Right? I mean, with all that gap in time and with these failed experiments, it's like we have like what ifs. Like what if Joaquin Phoenix would have taken the reins as the Joker during this Dark Knight universe with Nolan? If Nolan was not so like done with the film with the trilogy and ready to go. I mean,
you mean someone taking over like for Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
After Heath Ledger, no one would do that.
No one
would. No, that was too soon. After there's no way.
Look, have you?
Like it's kind of like it's almost. Get where you're coming from because you want to see like the character portrayed. Like you're a bigger fan of like the mythos and the character, But out of respect for like the actor,
right.
No other actor is gonna do that until like enough time.
Have you guys even watched Joaquin Phoenix's movies?
Yes, I've seen him in Gladiator. I've seen him in The Village.
He doesn't do stuff like he does these random movies that like are awesome, shocking, but they're not sequels to anything. Like he doesn't repeat a character. That's the kind of movies. That's why I like him. He does that. That's why I know that this Joker is just a one-time thing, and I think Warner Brothers knows that.
Well, yeah, because actors take that stance where they like always want to be trying something new.
And he always has this new character, and he's really good.
That trailer really like it was disturbing, to a certain degree. Just I was starting to feel like sympathy for the character, for the Joker, from this perspective.
Yeah. I mean, but let's not lose sight. It's just a trailer, so.
Right, so it could be totally different once we see it.
Led astray before.
Very, very true.
I'm wearing a comment for this
Let's not
movie.
forget that Suicide Squad had a good trailer.
That's right.
The
you're
Queen
right.
music and everything.
Music and everything.
That's true.
They were trying to go James Gunn. Which James Gunn is actually on board for the reboot.
You know who isn't? Will Smith.
That's right. They're getting rid of Deadshot. No Deadshot.
I think it's only going to go up from here.
Idris Elba has been given a role on that film, but we don't know who it's going to be. It's not Deadshot though.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Like he doesn't do like great movies all the time. Like he's a hit or miss kind of actor.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he is. That's why I'm saying like he's a hit or miss. Like some stuff is good, some stuff is alright. It's just too Hollywood.
Maybe just the script.
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Like just because he's in it, he's a great actor, but it doesn't mean the movie's going to be even better than the first one.
So we got reboots for films. We got departures from the main story, from the Snyderverse that was trying to be set up with Man of Steel. And,
who would have thought that Zack Snyder would have heralded in a shitty DC universe? That's crazy. It's the craziest thing. The guy's made such good movies like
Blindsided. It was completely
Sucker Punch.
What does everybody think about, Zack Snyder?
All right,
concur.
settle down, TV.
I concur.
There you go.
Yeah. Calm it down now. Calm it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Oh, come on, he's trying.
Please.
I don't think I've ever quite seen a director fail up like Zack Schneider. It's crazy.
He bombed completely.
We are filmed in front of a live TV audience.
I mean,
I remember seeing the reviews and I'm like, people were saying like, oh, it's void of any like character building. I was like, oh, that's weird. A Zack Schneider movie didn't have character development. That's crazy.
So,
Classic.
This guy with the zingers, huh?
you hear Snyder talking shit about the that he had his own his own cut, and the whole hashtag release the Snyder cut. He put more fuel to the fire by talking about his ideas for Batman, what he would have done with Cyborg and.
Oh, I'm sure they're great. Please enlighten me.
Yeah. Oh God.
Guy's full of original ideas. Please tell me.
Oh yeah, Cyborg was going to be killed off. Throw another main character off. Just kill him off. Just along with Jimmy Olsen, and I'm guessing you probably would have killed Lois too.
Who?
Who's that?
Who's Cyborg?
Cyborg.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He didn't have much of an introduction in Justice League for you to care at all.
Yeah.
I don't care anything.
About what?
Anything.
About a guy who couldn't render? Couldn't render himself into the movie.
Was that?
All right, we can go down the DC rabbit hole.
Now we can.
Well, no, before that,
Yeah.
I want to get a sense of what you all think a Heath Ledger Joker would have looked like in Dark Knight Rises.
It would have been excellent.
What do you think he would have been doing?
I think it would have been it would have been cut to a cameo spot. If
You think after that performance he would only come back for a cameo?
Nolan wanted to move on to the next character, which is a really brave take and move because after so much money that you're putting into it, but Nolan feels like an director who wants to go with another chapter, and so he probably would have put Joker, but it would have been in the backdrop.
Oh, I know where he would have had a cameo. You ready for this? He would have been the judge when they were doing that trial, for murder.
Yes, instead of the scarecrow.
Can I
You're
sell?
right.
I saw a scene. Let me sell the scene. What if we would have returned back to Arkham and Joker's escaping? Remember Air Force One when that Russian guy is released?
Oh,
yeah.
Now just do that with the Joker and he's escaping, right? But right before he hits the door, Batman kicks his ass.
Oh.
It would have. It just.
Yeah, what he said.
Maybe with the Russian.
It would have been such a cool build-up. I mean, I would have loved it because he's like if once he leaves those doors, all hell is breaking loose. Once he Arkham, he gets out of Arkham.
Look, take your subversions of expectations, all right, and go shack up with Rian Johnson and make another fucking bullshit Star Wars movie. I mean, we're not here for that. We paid our money. We want the goods. You know what I mean?
You want... Wow, man, Ledger... okay, I get you. I mean, Ledger, another Ledger centric, Batman film.
I don't even think it would have had to be centric. I think it would have been cool with Bane coming in and having all these ideas and then teaming up with the Joker.
Yeah.
And then in true, Joker fashion, he would have just double crossed him at the end.
What if they actually made it like Nightfall? and like had all the rogues gallery like out there and slowly breaking down Batman, and then you have Bane finally breaking the
Are you
bat.
a fan of that like rogue gallery showcasing thing? Like in
Not
one
a
story?
lot. I'm not a huge fan when you're going through the entire gauntlet like Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't a fan of that. But a select few, like bring back Scarecrow, have the Joker, throw the Penguin in the backdrop somehow. I mean, just have him an entity in Gotham. That would have been cool with the big three. I know the Riddler probably a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, not Nolan
Not necessary,
verse. Yeah.
but those three.
Not even if it's the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if it's the Jim Carrey
Is
one.
it the Jim Carrey one?
What if it was Robin Williams?
In that unitard? The question mark unitard? The friggin' the hair. The red hair just on fire.
What about the Robin Williams? All that.
I'm Batman.
No. But I would have been down with that. Just a little bit toned down, not like the whole, grand.
Then you got to flesh out a whole new villain and a new movie. I don't know.
I think Jonathan Nolan would be up for it.
This might not be a popular take, but Dark Knight doesn't really age well. I saw it again like a month ago. Not really a big fan of what's his name's Two-Face.
No, Eric Carter.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
What didn't you
I
like?
just don't think he's like that great of an actor.
He has like a ceiling.
You don't like that little dimple in his chin?
I mean, it's handsome.
That little ass.
But
That little fucking butthole in the middle of his chin down there.
Fucking pocket.
Yeah, I do. What did you... I thought the character was kind of stupid anyway, though.
well, like overall,
Here's this
just
guy
like
who blew
Two-Face.
up your girlfriend, and now he's giving you pointers on how to be
Yeah, I just
psychotic.
didn't understand like his motivation for.
There was none. It was just like this instant thing. Like, honestly, you're sitting there, half your face got crisped up, the guy who did it, and he's like, no, who really did it was these people who live by structure in society. Not me, the crazy guy who blew up your girlfriend, like, quite literally. Good point. Good point.
Well,
I don't even think psychosis works like that. It was just bad, Mike. You don't have to defend
no,
it.
I mean the state of the state where he was in such a vulnerable, state. His mind's already.
He was a pretty
broken.
strong individual, and they marked him as such. Like
But
that
slowly-
type of mind breaking thing. Like his face got
He
burnt.
wasn't a
and all
strong
that.
individual because you could already tell there was like dents, no pun intended, in his
Oh.
psyche, in his psyche with the
Where's my little
with
app?
the whole name tag thing where
I
he
think I need
brought out
the boo.
that
Should I do the boo
the
or the
Arkham
crickets on you?
inmate to.
What do you guys want? How about
Okay.
this, Mike? How about this? And that's another Howlin' Mad Moses marathon. Yo!
Okay, so you're pro Dent, and you're not
Pro Aaron
Dent.
Eckhart.
I'm pro Dark. I mean, not Dark Knight as being a good film.
No, I never said it wasn't. I like that movie.
Yeah,
It just has
I'm
that.
going back to what Thomas
Two-Face
said.
is just
Yeah.
kind of shitty in that movie.
And then Aaron Eckhart, I think he did a decent job.
It was like they were just hurting for an origin story to be in there somewhere. And then
What's
they
your take
did
on
it with the
what's your take on
Two-Face.
villains creating other villains?
I like it.
You
I
like
feel
that?
like it actually fits, but I mean,
I'm okay with it as long as the other guy hates the other villain.
yes, yeah.
Like, he
kinda
can still
that.
be a bad guy, but it's like, why are you chill with that guy? Well, I'm not chill with him. I gotta flip this coin and figure
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
they flip.
You remember the stuff that he told me?
Which is weird because he abides by that coin flip, right? But then when he flips it for Maroni, he like just perverts it until he gets the outcome that he wants, right?
Right.
I never
what
said
side
how
is he
many
on?
flips.
Does he like do what he wants, or does he abide by like what's fair?
Well,
about,
dude,
like,
he's
the
an
coin?
agent of chaos now.
No. Oh, now
Yeah.
just like Joker.
Because, that's his hero. Blew up that fucking cabbage patch face woman of his. I think he was actually
come
happy
on.
about it. Maybe he was waiting. He was waiting for that to happen. He's just like, good, he blew her up. Now I've got an excuse to finally be me.
That's when I tell you, and your girlfriend was nothing personal. You'll know that I'm telling the truth.
You're right. Hold on, let me consult my coin here.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
Yeah, you do.
Right.
100% you're a guy with a plan. You have the best plans. You're pretty good at it.
I have the best plans.
That's his origin. He was the president before he became Joker.
Building a wall around Gotham. It's gonna be great.
All right,
I do
no.
like-
We're doing a Trump-free show.
Too late. You already did it.
It's done.
We did
Even
it.
though I'm
I
the
even-
one that started it. The
barriers.
We even have some sound bites of Trump. What do you think about that, Mr. President?
Give me-
What did you think about Dark Knight? I didn't watch it. I wasn't in it.
Even though this whole movie have been
But yeah, anyway,
initiating a plan.
I like that movie. I do. Yeah, I do. I like the Joker in that. That's fun for me.
All right, well let's get a scene with the Joker and Bane, and what it would have looked like in Dark Knight Rises.
Ooh, who's gonna be who here? What are you gonna try to
I
do?
don't know.
I would have never had them mingle. I would have kept them separate. I would have never had them like do the team up thing. That goes way too like Batman Returns
Yeah,
for
how do you
me.
do, Bane?
But I was in the whole movie. I would have seen him at some point. Oh. Is that the Joker? Hello, Joker.
Come on, top, let's do Joker.
This is just like a cocktail party.
Hors d'oeuvres. And
Yeah, I like the. Let's think of a parody thing, right? All the villains, like somebody's having a birthday. It's like Penguin's birthday.
Penguin's birthday. He would throw up
And they invited
back-
clowns.
Mackerel for all.
I like it raw.
The cake has fresh mackerel. Oh, it's quite a cinder you're throwing, Penguin.
See, I would have seen that interaction
Yeah, chime in.
because
Chime in. Hey, you be Scarecrow. Who you want to be? Who you wanna be?
I'm not doing any impressions, but I definitely could see Penguin existing in that universe because he could have been an arms dealer. He could have been providing the weapons.
Yeah, but the scene wouldn't work. It would not work unless it was his birthday and it was a cocktail mixer.
And they have a.
And there's sardines in the martinis because
there
it's
you
the
go.
Penguin.
And there's another clown for the kids, but it's not the Joker. But the Joker's
That's what you
looking at
think.
Yeah,
It's Two-Face because he made him.
I don't think Joker would like Bane. Bane's like abiding by like these rules and carrying out Ra's al Ghul's plan, and Joker would probably think that was stupid.
But
Well,
then,
yeah, and then he'd burn the money.
Every movie ends with him burning a
You remember the
giant
Russian
mountain of
guy?
money.
He had the double cross in a way, yeah.
We're not going to take the money.
but then Arnold, as Mr. Freeze, has to be there too.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
He's the one chilling the drinks.
He was actually a good guy.
Allow me.
I know.
He's just, his heart is frozen and broken and shattered. His poor wife, Maria, you're frozen. There you go. Yeah, that's
There
good.
you go.
I like that. I had fun with that.
I
Now,
think it's kind of funny that...
I feel like we didn't really get a scene with Bane and Joker though.
well, nobody was doing Joker. You want me to do Joker
I
and
mean, I
Bane?
could. I
Well, do
I
it.
can't
do
think
Joker.
of things on the fly.
Oh, come on.
They
Like,
can't do
what are they going to say to each other? Like, Bane, I didn't get him anything. Let me just put my name on the tag. Oh, you should plan better. Do I look like a man with a plan? Come on.
You're like a mix between.
I'm
Ledger
jumping
and
in
Jack
between both
Nicholson.
Jokers. Yeah, I'm making my own.
You got a little bit of Nicholson there.
But I'm also bouncing from Bane. What do you guys want from me? And I don't have a script in front of me.
Dance, monkey.
Yeah. Oh, well, shitty performance. Shitty.
Yeah.
Lackluster.
I attended his one-man show, and it was no good. It made me want to kill him.
The sound.
You get one palaver butt star.
That's our ratings. It's
Yeah.
butts, little butts.
Oh,
We
God.
give little
Little brown stars.
brown stars.
Little
yeah,
brown
there you go.
stars. Got it.
Well, fuck you guys, man.
Oh, that was pretty good. 3 brown stars.
As Mills is about.
Maybe for the Christmas special, we'll script a Bane Joker.
I give that
interaction.
3 cancerous toenails. Good job, gentlemen. Well, we're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all fun.
We like to
Yeah,
joke.
it's
funny.
We like poking at each
It's funny though.
What?
You know, it's 80 years that since Batman's debut, and we're getting a Joker movie. It's like, why can't we get the new Batman movie now?
I blame Ben Affleck.
Michael Keaton,
The real Batman?
the real Batman.
I am Batman.
I feel they just dropped the ball on DC's most profitable character.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Almost like they didn't
Arguably,
have a
yeah, their
plan.
best character, DC.
Right.
Arguably.
Arguably. Because, you
I don't
know,
think
they're
it's
idiots. No, they're idiots who like stupid people. Like Superman. Superman sucks. Too much power.
Wait, Marvel has a
Did it
lot
just
of characters.
seem like
with
after a while
superpowers.
they were just thinking
DC.
of new ways to
Well,
make sure that
like, how come
sure-
Marvel has characters that are like super strong, just like Superman, but we hate Superman because why? Is he the only super strong? one?
who does Marvel have that's like Superman?
There's not a lot of people
There's
in Marvel
Thanos.
who's like that.
Thanos could take out Superman.
No, but I mean, it's Superman, like a character with that much conviction.
Thor is fucking strong. He could fucking. He could probably
No.
hold his own with Superman.
No.
Yes, he can.
No.
Come, he's a god.
I mean, what does that mean? Like, Superman's technically like a god.
Exactly.
Like, if you look at
Two
it, like,
gods
in that
against each other.
sense.
I kind of like the science fiction behind him now, where he's powered by the yellow sun, and so beyond that, he could be vulnerable.
So if Thor took him to a different planet, he'd whoop his ass.
Yeah, and
100%. He'd mash his head. I
So-
don't know. I think Thor would stand a good chance, but you literally can't kill him on this planet without, like, kryptonite. So,
Maybe it's the
what are you
setting.
supposed to do when somebody's invulnerable?
When it comes to Superman, maybe the setting is what's
They had to give him
Everyone
that
knows
weakness to magic, too, remember? Like, they're like, well, magic can kind of work on him.
Shazam
And it's
can
like, okay.
kick his ass, right.
We need something else, guys, because we're really running out of idea. How many types of kryptonite are we really going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
So could Scarlet Witch fuck up Superman?
Which Scarlet Witch?
The one from...
Avengers.
She didn't have magic in the Avengers, did she? Is that
She
magic?
remember she was doing all that mind
Is that
shit
magic?
in part 2.
Yeah, well, it was gifted by the Tesseract, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's magic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it that one or was it the Reality Stone that gave her power? I don't even know.
No, it wasn't the reality one. It was the Tesseract thing, I think. The scepter, right? Yeah, the scepter.
So, why do we
Anyway.
hate Superman if these guys at Marvel can have powers? Is it because a lot of them like have powers? Is that why?
Yeah.
No. We don't just go back to your original question. We just proved why your question is like your point is false. There's not really characters like Superman in Marvel.
Let me ask
They're
the question.
strong.
Yeah, they're strong, but like, let me tie it back to what I was saying. You ever notice that with these Superman powers, they just kept piling on? Like, what would make him like the ultimate
Over and
superhero?
over again.
He can
Originally-
fly. He has super strength.
Yeah.
He has like freezing breath. He has lasers that come out of his eye. Like, what little
He-
kid came up with all his
He
Superman's
couldn't
powers?
technically fly in the beginning.
He was
He
so
was
it became-
jumping.
He would like leap over tall
Yeah,
buildings, and
he was
eventually
jumping.
that turned into that he
Flying. They were just
fly.
like, hey, just make him fly.
Yeah.
And then, they got that
easier
whole
to
thing
draw.
where he flies up into the atmosphere, right? He's just chilling there with his arms folded.
Right.
I'm listening to the world now.
Right, super hearing.
Wow. X-ray vision.
Wait, but who looks at Superman and says it's a bird? Who confuses Superman with a bird?
It's a plane. No, it's Superman.
So what doesn't? So the piling of powers is what for you guys what kills the character of Superman, or is it something else, something more?
I think that corners a lot of writers into not being able to write a interesting story.
Yeah,
for him?
what can you do with it a lot of the time? You have to really break it down. It's like that kid you used to play with on the playground.
Where he just has like whole invincibility power. And
You're
just,
like, all right, I'm shooting my fireballs at you. Well, let me just put on my ice shield.
yeah.
I got my force field, and also I'm invulnerable.
There's no conflict. There's
And
no dilemma where
And
he
the
can
only thing that
challenge.
can kill me doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Some kids don't get that, and it seems like Superman's that kid
Yeah.
where when he's written right, like there's an answer to everything, but it's so like snap, like quick. How can you flesh out a story if you're just totally invincible?
I mean, that's not to say that there aren't good stories. Like, that's the whole reason why Lex Luthor's around, right? Because he's like smarter
right.
than him. Am
Yeah,
I a little
maybe-
getting
maybe
burnt out on those
Superman-
like type of stories though? Like the whole like, oh well, the villain is just smarter than him.
Maybe the thing with Superman is it's not even supposed to be about the action.
I don't want to. But I don't want to.
know.
Yeah.
I think it's more.
Well,
just,
I mean, him fighting someone that's equally as strong as him flying through
That's the
buildings
only
and
way,
shit. That's
yeah,
the
that
way
you
to
can
sell
get the
tickets.
action. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's almost like you max out one thing, so it's like, how else can we attack like this character? Like, how else can you address this like story? You can make for some interesting stuff, but I mean, I don't know, like no one's ever going to have the courage to not like.
And they always have to give Superman like the only way anyone ever gets the up on him is he's got to have like this huge character flaw where he just doesn't expect anyone to ever have the upper hand.
Yeah,
and that's what gets him every time. That's the only way Batman was able to like throw
that's the
down
only
on
way.
him.
Yeah,
You know,
would never
someone
expect
summed
that.
it up perfectly, and they said it's too bad that Marvel had a better Superman than DC, and his name's Captain America.
Yeah.
Because Marvel basically everything that Superman was supposed to be is what Captain America is, like in these new movies, you know, just like an unquestioned like leader that always like goes with his like
The
values
dependable
and things
justice
like that.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good name for a character. The dependable justice man. Whenever injustice reigns its ugly head, the dependable justice man is there.
I'll follow DJM to hell and back.
This is fair, isn't it? Yes, it's justice. Down.
I think
Why
also
has it
that
been so hard to make a Superman movie?
recently they've been trying to portray him as a very Christ-like figure, which I think it's kind of a turnoff. I'm not digging that.
You know, Kevin Smith summed it up when he said that when they try to give Superman, like, angst, like, that's not really how it would go down. If anything, Superman's biggest downfall, I guess, would be that he couldn't save everybody. You know? Like, you can't, like, save everybody all the time.
Right.
Not that he doesn't want to be Superman. Every movie now tries to make it like, oh, I don't really want to be Superman. They try to make it like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really...
I just want to be a normal guy.
Yeah.
See, with the Christopher Reeve
He wouldn't
films-
want that.
No, he's at this. We want someone who's already kind of like accepting of who he is and his purpose, and
Which is what he is in the comics.
yeah, and right, and strong with his conviction, but not so much where he feels like he's a savior. He's just trying to do good. He still kind of has that farm boy mentality, just doing good with what he can. Of course, he's Superman. He has the ability to be good.
So do his lasers just not hurt anything?
Maybe he can adjust the intensity.
I think
Maybe he
that's
could
what
just
it
do
is.
like impact laser.
He's just like stun him.
Why is you're right? Why
It'd be
is
awesome if he could
though?
change color depending on what he's doing.
Well, remember, Superman could just fly everyone into space and he'd win like every fight
Oh, that's
all
true.
the time.
Yeah.
Just float around dead in space and shit.
Could he fly the Hulk up into space?
Yeah. Instantly.
I want to see a Lex Luthor Brainiac team up. You know, and that would be an interesting a battle there because if Brainiac
That's what it was supposed to be for the Tim Burton Superman.
That would have been good. I mean, no, maybe if not.
I thought they
don't
did
know
that.
about Burton
Well, I
directing
mean,
it.
I thought they
Nicolas
did that
Cage,
for something.
Superman.
One of the
Yeah.
cartoons.
I mean, just looking at the he did.
Did you hear me, Moses? Nicolas Cage Superman.
A, B, C, Kryptonite. Have you heard of it? Put the kryptonite down. Put it down.
I think Kevin Smith had a script going for Superman like way back when.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah. Wow. What'd you think?
It was fine.
Was
You ever hear him tell the story about that?
no.
Oh. If you ever get a chance to check it out, just YouTube it, and he tells a story about how ridiculously dumb that producer was.
Wasn't there something where it was like somebody's hairdresser was like making input?
Yeah.
I did. I listened to it. Yeah.
No. That producer used to be a hairdresser.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He used to be a
wow.
hairdresser and he became a
And
producer.
he came up with the ideas like
Isn't he like-
Superman
didn't he-
needed to fight a giant spider at
Giant
the end.
spider.
What?
Superman had polar bears guarding his base.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like the guy was like, "Oh, does Superman have any guards?" And then Kevin Smith's like, "He's Superman. What do you mean? Does he have any guards?"
Maybe get some, some polar bears. Do the Coca-Cola plug.
So
Put
there's
it
a
in
scene where Brainiac's in the snow with like his sidekick, and then he like kills these polar bears to try to attack him.
there. Yeah, he's got his
Are you kidding
sidekicks.
me?
He's got Mackerel Man with him
Mackerel
and
Man.
Sardine Son.
And Superman's just sitting back there watching this whole thing happen, just waiting. He's like, "Oh my
He's
god,
like, these polar bears got it.
they're breaking
They
down.
got
And
They're breaking through my defenses."
people, for some reason, will still stand by like Superman. What was it? Oh, Man of Steel,
Man, it's still-
right? That movie sucks, but
I liked it.
they still, of course, you did. But I feel like they haven't made a good Superman movie yet.
It passed
And
by.
Russell Crowe.
You don't feel like the original Superman movie was a good movie?
It was fine.
like
I
Gladiator.
guess.
Which one?
The first one with Christopher Reeves.
Oh, those ones.
Oh.
They're fun.
They're
They're
fine.
fine.
They're like kid movies.
But now with what we have available, yes, we should be able to present Superman in a much better, just a view, very light with all the technology.
So,
we got. He looks sick.
And a good example of how offsetting Superman is to anything, like team dynamics and stuff, is in the Justice League movie. It proves the point. Like, if you've got Superman there, you don't need anybody else. That whole thing was about, like, they bring him back from the dead, they re-rise him up, right? And you got Flash trying to run up
Is
on
that
him.
what happened in the movie? I feel like I watched that movie on like mute or like really low volume with
Yeah, yeah.
subtitles on.
So
like, in the
they
background,
bring
like,
him
the whole
back, and
time.
he just owns the whole team, right? Whole team goes to that Russia type place, and they're fighting that Steppenwolf, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we got this team battle. Superman shows up, and it's just like, hey, Steppenwolf, 1, 2, done. I got this.
Yeah, it makes the whole team like useless, right?
Everything that another hero is trying to do that you're like, that's a badass moment for that hero.
Right.
They have Superman doing the parallel of it and doing it easier.
Yeah.
That was the whole movie.
Oh, the whole thing with the Flash, like saving the family, and him, and then Superman just
it's
carrying
like,
the entire.
"Hey, I got this apartment complex, you little bitch. What are you gonna do with your
It's
running?"
just-
so lame.
And it sucked because
That
you know
sucks.
Flash is capable of just boom, 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 like running and picking up people within seconds, and it's like you're making everybody look like shit.
Every instance of that
Useless.
movie, exactly. Every instance of that movie where another hero is accomplishing something, Superman comes in and does it better and easier, and he even just comes in to wreck the last guy too. Like, oh, I know you got. Hey, good job, guys. You held them off, but I'll handle this. Oh, is that little axe thing? Oh, I broke your axe thing. You're a little bitch now. Slam. Oh, he's in the ground. You done? You're done. Imagine if they gave Superman a more like Brooklyn type thing. That goes in like, oh, hey, Batman, come on. You look tired. Step aside. I got this.
He's pretty much having that kind of asshole thing when he beat the shit out of Batman.
What about this? What about this? Martha.
Martha.
What did you say? Martha. What did you say?
Why'd you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Oh my god, what a fucking.
Yeah, how good was that Earl Nuts thing?
Oh, yeah. The ding ding. Oh, what a horrible choice for Lex Luthor. I almost forgot about that.
That was.
They
that
thought
was
they
the
were going to
worst
get
decision.
some like Mark Zuckerberg like modern take on Lex Luthor,
And it did
fucking
not
bullshit.
work. It did not work at all, dude. Shit.
What the hell was
What a
that?
turnoff! What a ridiculous like Joker light
Yes,
performance.
you know who that-
every villain tried to like reenact the Joker after.
You know who that could have
Yeah.
been?
Yeah.
You know who he could have been? Like his little Lex Luthor shit he was trying to do in that movie. He could have been like Arcade in Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
it did not. Lex Luthor there's way more dignity there.
It's too
my
bad
friend.
Arcade is a Marvel character, but I mean,
I thought
but they
Arcade was
would've-
Marvel.
Huh?
Oh, you said
Arcade,
it's
yeah,
too bad.
Arcade's
Yeah,
Marvel,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
DC
yeah.
film.
Oh.
I mean, he could have been Toyman.
What do you think about John Goodman as Mojo?
With enough, with prosthetics and some CGI, yeah,
we
he
put him
could
in a
do it.
robot
The voice,
wheelchair thing.
the voice would have been fun, good.
I think you could do it.
Yeah, and he can raise it up where it can do a little feminine if he needed to.
You
But
heard
yeah,
it here,
Mojo
the
would have been
Palaver
funny.
Project first.
Yeah, but we're going Marvel, and we need to go DC, and we'll
And that's
It's
my
just that DC
take on
that's-
Superman, especially in Justice League, and just how
I will say the one cool part is when
They took off his mustache
Flash is
with the
doing
CGI.
yeah, that one.
that was the best part.
When Flash is doing his thing, and then they're fighting Superman, but then Superman can see like
Oh, like
See,
Apocalypse,
yeah.
like Apocalypse.
yeah,
did
the
to
one
Quicksilver.
cool part was one that they copied from a different movie.
Yeah. Oh, you guys remember that scene in Apocalypse when Apocalypse saw Quicksilver? Yeah, that was cool.
Okay.
Did Superman do that?
Wasn't Quicksilver like punching Apocalypse around?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was getting him at first, and then his eyes started doing that. We're going back to Marvel. Superior. Marvel's
Okay,
superior.
Yeah, Marvel's just like better. Like, which brings me to my point about DC. DC's just scarred me for life. Like, I can't trust any movie. Like, this Joker movie is probably going to be, like, I don't know. I can't even trust the freaking trailer.
It's crazy because I feel like Marvel used to be kind of second fiddle to DC back when we were kids.
When we were
Because they
kids,
had,
even
like,
then,
Batman.
Marvel felt,
Yeah.
or DC felt campy to me even as kids.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I always thought, like, I've told Michael 1,000 times, that
Well, when you
Batman
say
is
DC,
the deal.
though, like
Batman's the deal,
when
but the
I was a
rest of
kid,
DC,
only like Batman,
Superman,
and
Wonder
Superman
Woman,
were
all that
around.
stuff.
I
Like,
didn't even really count like Wonder Woman. I was like, whatever, yeah, Batman, Superman, that's it.
like what is she? What
Who
comic
was
is
the first one you guys got introduced to, Batman or Superman?
Batman?
I want to say it was about the same time.
Yeah,
I saw
it's
I saw the Superman movies.
I think Superman and
Yeah.
then Batman.
Yeah.
But DC has been surviving off the backbone of Batman, man. Like, seriously, it's been Batman's carrying DC by himself.
The one character with no.
The only good
Physical
character that they
superpowers.
actually the only good character that actually beats a lot of characters from Marvel, not because he's strong or anything, but because he's a badass character. He's just like this dude.
He's the embodiment of human will.
Yes.
You know
That's-
what? Their TV shows have a good fan base, though. Like even if you don't like them or not, those shows do well.
Which one?
Flash, Green Arrow,
Oh, like the
the
new
Heroes of
WB
Tomorrow
bullshit?
or whatever. Yeah, the WB stuff.
fuck all
People
that.
like it. I know
Fuck
you don't
those
like
people.
it,
What?
but it's pretty
Well,
popular.
there's a following. And what makes Marvel and DC different? Like, if
think-
you're looking at their roster of heroes,
Captain Cold. That's the difference, bro. The guy walks in a fucking parka, wearing sunglasses and then his little gun, and you're like, "We have a Mr. Freeze. You are gay. Like, you are the shittiest character I've ever seen."
and that's both
with
DC
your eye
characters.
gun.
It's like we have to make
Exactly.
a knockoff
So
of,
who
of
would
the
we
same
choose?
of our property.
Let's let a little vote here.
But that's DC though. That's both DC characters.
I know. Let's have a little vote there.
Mr. Freeze.
We take Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Mr.
We all
Freeze.
take Mr.
Forget
Freeze
about
over
it.
Captain Cold, so fucking delete Captain Cold, and you can throw Mr. Freeze into Flash's universe.
We have to use the template for our other heroes rogues gallery.
There you go.
It
Right.
seems like Batman's rogue gallery doesn't expand into the rest of like DC though. It's like exclusive just to
It
like
is.
Which is
Batman.
really unfortunate
You're right.
for a lot of DC stuff because Batman has a good, a little cadre of really
I think
interesting
that's
bad
what
guys.
makes him.
Yeah.
That's what elevates like Batman. Like also is that he has the
that
best
he's got this
gallery of,
own
like, rogues
micro
all the time. Yeah.
verse.
Yeah.
You know
Where
what I'm
all
saying?
like most of the villains are interesting.
Yeah, like with Batman, you can take Batman and set it alone, and you're like, that's the Batman universe. And then you're like, we don't, nothing else, right? Like, there's no
Yeah.
Superman in that universe, there's no that, and it's
It's
good enough to stand.
self-sustainable.
Exactly.
You'll be
Stands
stories
on its own.
forever if you really
It's
did it
interesting
right.
because when you look at Marvel, the only one that has a gallery kind of comparable would be like X-Men and Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, yeah, I don't know. Marvel, like, everything really spills into each other.
Yeah,
A
I
lot.
always do.
But as far as like villains go,
Avengers are always in X-Men things.
I think X-Men has the best villain aside from the Joker would be Magneto, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Spider-Man has like like the Doc Ocks and the
I do.
Goblins.
You know what though? You're right. I do feel the X-Men when it comes to villains. Their villains are kind of superior to the rest of the comic lines.
You know what? Another difference about the Marvel DC line, I feel like Marvel really stays within a universe, and they maybe from time to time they mess with the timelines, but DC totally acknowledges like multiverses. They have so many multiple versions of Batman.
I love that.
Multiple versions of
That, you know,
Superman.
Yeah.
it's the best way to describe that though is that they work themselves into a corner or their market base is feeling. They're like, hey. Flashpoint. Like, destroy all of that stuff, and we'll create a whole new thing.
Oh, but if you liked it, don't worry. That thing was Earth 36.
Yeah, that was Earth 36, so you're still in the clear, bro. Like,
fine.
don't even
Well,
worry.
that's what Marvel does, right? Like, isn't it?
Marvel
Earth,
does have
like,
its own takes
6
on that kind of stuff.
something.
I would say more recently they've like with the X-Men.
Yeah.
They brought back the old team through a time warp and stuff. But I think I'm saying like it's timeline. It's still like a one.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not like multiple
That's what
universes.
happens when you go on too long.
Yeah.
It's the pain of having a story that doesn't end, which is a huge problem. I know this is a little off topic, right? But I was considering things like, I'll give you guys an example. Netflix pops up every once in a while. They'll do like an original, right? And it's an anime that they'll put out, which is based on a manga that was in Japan. And they'll draw you into this. Like, you're like, okay, all right. I instantly, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't want to even give this a chance. I'm bored. I'm going to watch it. And then you're like, oh, wow, season 1 was good. Season 2 comes out. Oh, season 2 is really good. Will there be a season 3? No.
No.
No, there won't. Because the manga didn't do well or it ended in Japan. So now you're left with a
Void.
And I was trying to think of it this way.
Wait, did it not wrap up?
Or when they don't wrap up. They don't
The manga
even give
didn't
you
even wrap up?
No, they just stop. They were the production. But there's examples of that over here as well, right? Like we'll get something like a show like Into the Badlands or X-Files or something like that. Either the broadcasting company decides we don't want to carry it anymore. Like you're not getting a season 3. Or an actor's like, I'm dropping out just because.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. So we're left, like, imagine you're reading a book, and 65% through the book, the rest of the pages are fucking blank forever. Or you're at the movies, and every time you're at the movie trying to watch this movie, it ends midway and they tell you to go home. So, that's the thing. And then they want to sell their DVDs of these shows. Anyway, no matter what, they're still going to be like, well, catch both seasons of Into the Badlands. Like, we'll sell those to you. Why? Your story never fucking ended, man. Like, incomplete product.
And writing a comic book line of a TV show doesn't work either.
No.
Like, oh, it ended in the comics. No.
There needs to be a new protocol for this, I think, in all across the board. When they know they're going to end a show, they need to go to their writers and be like, look, guys, we're not going to give you this, but we will give you at least like a 6 to 7 thing or one more season to end it. Next season's your last one. We need you guys to wrap this up and end it.
Yeah.
At the very least, to give us a complete story.
Imagine if they all ended
so
the same.
So many, like, what ifs, like,
Always.
with certain things.
Yeah.
Like Dark Knight, we just talked about, right?
Right.
What if Heath Ledger didn't die? Then you would have gotten, like, a completion, of, like, the trilogy.
Yes.
If Bryan Singer didn't leave to make a terrible Superman movie, like, how would X3 have, like, turned out? That turned out a little bit better because he came back and made Days of Future Past, and that was a pretty good movie.
Right, but what if he would have just stuck with it? What was going to be the natural progression of the story?
Yeah, or if Cartoon Network and Gendy didn't part ways or whatever, while Samurai Jack was in its prime, and you still had like the voice of Aku like still alive, and then if he would have been able to finish that like on his own,
all kinds of good stuff, man. That just like people throw it away. You know what I mean? Like The Expanse, originally good sci-fi show, really good.
Godfather 3. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Season 2, everything was like picking up, and then you get Sci-Fi Channel going like, oh,
no, but you're the same problem. It's just a lot of the back, like the backlot shenanigans, the politics, the corporate.
Too many moving parts.
Yeah.
Too many people to get on the same page.
And not enough.
Somehow Fast and the Furious can make like 10 fucking movies.
Great point. Like you brought it up last time, but it's a great point.
But Judge Dredd can't get one more movie.
Yeah, you're right.
These idiot fucking mass production appeal to everyone.
It is odd because we have such a fan base for all these intellectual properties, and this is money on the table that they're losing. They're losing whenever they just decide to go and step away from it or or give the reins to another creative force, or because there's some parents group saying that this is too much of something and they have to deviate from the original plan.
You know what? I'm kind of wondering now if that's becoming a ploy from broadcasters or stations, that they're like, look, this thing is actually popular, like stuff like that. We can end it now and sell it to somebody. Like, somebody's probably going to pick this up, you know?
Netflix.
Or if they're getting offers, right? They get offers from Netflix or Amazon, or they're like, something comes up for renewal, and another person, they know that. They're like, hey, we see that you guys are up on renewal. How about you don't renew that? We're going to buy the title from you. Like that. Could be, like, part of the thing going on in the background. I don't work with them.
No, not if it's popular, because there's so much, like, advertising money that goes into that they'd be more profitable if they kept, like, a show. As opposed to selling it at like a, I don't know, discounted rate to Netflix.
So what do you think's happening with the with those CW shows like Arrow? I know they're wrapping up Arrow this year.
What the hell is CW?
Oh, it's whatever was left. Whatever was left over the WB.
Is that the Channel 5?
Yeah, here locally, yeah.
I don't fuck with that. I never watched anything on Channel 5.
Dude, we still have Channel 4 Padres?
Fox Sports.
That's the home of the Padres there. No, but what's happening to these films? I mean, these shows. Are they going to be going to the new DC Universe app or whatever it's called? Like DC started their own streaming service now.
Oh, here we go. Man. Do I have to start talking about this again?
Let's go. We're on DC right now.
We're on DC right now. So
yeah, you guys remember back when on Netflix you were watching everything there?
Yeah.
And then
I remember when there was one streaming service. Let me tell you about a magical time.
And then Hulu popped up.
Called remember? The 80s. When there wasn't so much proprietary control.
Blockbuster was our streaming service. And we had to rewind our tapes.
You don't know the struggle of a VCR.
You had to buy a side machine.
Imagine a world without internet where there's still like all these corporations trying to cling on to like proprietary like dollars. Would you have like a Universal store and like a Disney store?
It's just like
and a Fox store. Well, I guess that would be Disney now. Where you have to go and like get your different like rent your different movies all the time.
Yeah.
So it won't just be Blockbuster and like Planet Hollywood.
You have to go like
Fox.
You got a family of five. You got a family of five, and you got to make 5 stops to get every movie they wanted to rent. But don't just stop there. The proprietary things need to be everywhere. Like you could buy the burger patty here, but you got to get the buns at the store next door.
Ooh, secret sauce.
Sorry, guy. That's across town, bro. That's across town. They're trying to sell the rights to it. It's not in production anymore.
You gotta go back to the days being poor when you have to hit up different restaurants that had dollar menus, right? You have to go get your drink from McDonald's because it's huge. You gotta get your fries from Jack in the Box. You gotta get your Whopper from Burger King. Like you made like 3 different stops to get like a good meal.
You made me hungry.
Well, guys, this DC Universe app. Is anybody even
wait, what is this thing you're talking about? What do you mean there's a DC Universe app?
What's
on it? What's on it?
All right, so they got Titans on it, which is a Teen Titans now, more adult, mature version of the Titans group. No, it's a live action.
Pass. What else?
Live action. They have all the past films. They have the Superman. They have the Batman films on there.
You have to pay for this.
Yes, right? You have to pay for this. It's a monthly thing. You have all the animated shows on there.
Batman animated series.
Yes, they do.
All of them, like
animated and Superman, the animated series on there as well. So, it's enticing. You also have comics on there that you can see digitally and
so I'm guessing it's probably a $14.99 a month.
Yeah.
See, as soon as they
didn't have enough content with their movies,
so they stick the comics on there and they stick other things. Then they're like, well, it's worth $14.99 now, right?
That is
how many $15 memberships are you signing up for?
That's like the max. That's like as high as
the highest as it goes right now. Yeah.
Netflix is probably gonna be the first to be like, oh, you know what?
Bump it up.
It's $17.99. Yeah.
And you know what they'll do? They'll bump it up and give you 1 additional slot for watching.
That sounds like
just to be like
1 4K, 3 HD or something like that. Yeah.
BS.
Yeah. Too early. Too early for them to try to like milk us out of our money.
Wait, so what
they have
happens if
contact.
Warner Brothers ever tries to start their own thing? If DC already has like this app,
They're just gonna have that cartoon of the frog. It's the only thing on there.
Crazy.
Warner Brothers big enough, they'll just probably just say, hey, if you jump onto this Warner Brothers streaming service, you get this for free.
Yeah, it includes DC Universe. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Combine it together.
They'll do something like that.
Or they'll do they won't give it for free, but
You
they'll
just
tell you
feel like
for $2 more you can get DC Universe.
you feel like this is regressing. Like instead of it being like one easily accessible thing,
it's
for
all being
one
picked
thing,
apart by vultures
now everyone's
now.
kind of like clinging on.
It's
to
a
like
bloated. It's just this bloated dead body in the middle of the desert,
And everyone's
It's
just taking, like,
the
their
coyotes
pieces.
are coming in, the vultures are coming in, and it's piece by piece.
It's becoming cable now.
Yeah,
Where we're just-
we have to. It's new stations.
It was like
Yeah.
all
Except
the
for
streaming
now
services
we're
that were
paying
supposed to replace
$15 a
cable.
month for each station.
And now, like I said, you're going to end up paying more, like when it's all said and done, because you have your HBO subscription.
That's
you're
why
gonna have your
everyone in
Disney
the world-
subscription, you have your Netflix subscription.
Everyone
You're up to
in the
$45
world
right there.
needs to start ripping all this shit off.
Yeah,
Everyone.
they do.
People
Everyone
need to
needs
start
to try.
downloading illegally
We need to
again.
rape them. Everyone just needs to. We need to rape them.
Go back
Everybody
to the
go
days of-
outside, cut the cables off those antennas, and tear down some freaking wires. Let's start like some freaking massive
Revolution.
riot. Yeah,
Revolution.
Palaver project.
This is the Palaver Project.
It
Revolution.
It has begun. We draw like the WB frog.
I'd like to say to all my soldiers out there, tonight's the night to cut the cables.
Welcome to the WB.
You gotta draw some kind of like frog, but like in some kind of Banksy like take like the frog and it'd be Bugs and Mickey Mouse,
but all like fucked up, like not like the actual character, like a
and
really
Darth
crude
Vader.
drawing.
What are some other like notable characters from like the different proprietary like entities?
Brains are freezing
I
at
don't
this
even
moment.
want to think about it.
Yeah. Look, we're gonna, let's take a break. I want to go and just dive more into DC
Yeah, I like to
and
do
maybe
that.
see where it lands in your like in your memory banks, and maybe in your and what have you like what to you is salvageable this whole DC debacle. We'll be right back.
We got an interview with the Monarch tonight. Monarch, how do you like wearing spandex?
Can you explain to me why the fuck you thought it would be a good idea to shoot up the entire fucking police station in broad fucking daylight?
I'm a showman.
Well, you know what they say.
When destiny calls, I answer the phone. Excuse me, officer. I'd like to report a murder.
Well, they say success is when preparation meets opportunity.
All right, guys, we're back, and I mean this is supposed to be a DC podcast, so let me give a little quick backstory because, I have to come with some info. Founded in 1934 as National Allied Publications, then National Comics. Started with comic lines like Adventure Comics, Action Comics, which is what Superman is on, and Detective Comics, which ended up being the flagship for Batman with issue 27 back in 1939. Superman debuted a year before in 1938. Wonder Woman debuted in 1941 with All-Star Comics. Those are the only three I cared to bring up because those three are the
Pinnacle?
they're the Trinity.
Okay.
They're the Holy Trinity for DC. Of course, we got some extras. We do have your Green Arrow. We have your Cyborgs. We have your Teen Titans. What else? What else sticks out to DC? What other properties stick out to DC for you guys?
Zero.
And that lies the problem, right? For us, bad
guys, I guess.
the bad guys, but then
some of the
we
bad
went back
guys
to
are cool.
Batman.
Like Captain Cold, so cool.
Oh, I forgot about the Flash. Yeah, the Flash sticks out. Aquaman's there.
Does he?
The Flash
Does
from
he?
the Sci-Fi Channel, though.
What about the Green Lantern? Huh? Green Lantern?
You like Green
Frank
Lantern?
Miller's Green Lantern was kind of interesting.
See?
I never read his stuff.
No, not the. You remember how he was in? He was in
All-Star Batman and Robin.
No. He was in Dark Knight Returns.
He was in Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah, he was in Dark Knight Returns also.
Was he Green Lantern?
Yeah, not
Green Arrow.
Lantern, Green Arrow.
Green Arrow
Yeah.
was cool.
Green Lantern was in a comic book with Space Ghost.
Really?
Really? No.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Look it up. Do that thing like we did with the Pizza Cats thing. You know, look it up and be like, oh shit.
No, but I remember
That
Pizza
crazy
Cats.
son of a
That was
bitch.
like horrible. Damn it, you're going to make me look it up.
Yeah, look it up right now.
Look it up,
Ghost.
everybody.
Space
Space
Ghost,
Ghost
and Green
comic.
Lantern?
Oh, it auto-populated in Google, so you know it's a real thing.
My God. See,
Yep.
Moses is not insane.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No, wait, it was the first thing? What the?
There was a Batman
oh, here we
too.
go again.
How sick does he look in that comic?
Holy
Man?
crap. Dude, this looks amazing. They both got the glowing white eyes.
I mean, not really. Green Lantern sucks.
Well, but Space Ghost.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but-
Space Ghost has a great talk show.
What did you say? He's like the Batman of space?
I never said that.
No. You said something. But he definitely looks
I
like...
said Space Ghost was a ripoff of Batman, and then Moses said, technically you could say any character with a cape and cowl was a ripoff of Batman. And then I
Hold
said,
on,
yeah.
let me read the minutes. Let me read the minutes back to you. At 8:24 p.m., Thomas stated that, yeah, duh. And you retorted with, well, fuck you.
My lawyer has advised me not to repeat the next line.
Well, you know, DC's had a big, you know, like they have their hands into a lot of mediums. They were, I think, more in television and film early on before Marvel. You know, you had Batman with the early serials. You had Superman with the black and white TV show. With George Reeves' Superman.
Didn't Spider-Man used to have an old TV show?
Well, DC did pop up before Marvel, right? Yeah, DC, Action Comics, all
Yeah.
that stuff, like it started up.
Because Marvel only goes back to like the 60s at the earliest, right?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Japanese Spider-Man? I know, again, that's off topic, but it's great. Look up some clips. You will not be disappointed.
No, I won't.
Yeah, Japanese Spider-Man.
What would have been Spider-Man if they had a TV show during the '60s, kind of like how Batman '66, you know, was around?
Could you imagine
I
What
want
is
to say
it,
there was a
Spider-Man?
show like that.
What?
There was like a
Spider-
live
there was
action
a-
Spider-Man
there was a live
show,
action
like back in
Spider-Man.
like the 70s.
There was.
No
something
way,
like that.
really?
Yeah, there was.
He was all cloth, like they couldn't make a hard face mask, so...
Yeah,
It was
like
it was
shiny-
fun to
it was like
watch.
shiny
It was
cloth.
fun to watch as a kid. It used to be on it was on Sci-Fi Channel.
What was it
Along
fun
with
to
the
watch
Hulk.
as a kid, though?
Even the Hulk, Incredible Hulk with what? Bill Bixby was his name? The actor?
And Lou Ferrigno as the whole.
And Lou
yeah.
Ferrigno?
I mean, you had what? We had Wonder Woman back in the day. I don't think it really. I don't remember.
She did that
watching
cool spin.
Yeah. Oh, but she was hot. Yeah, she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
She's a beautiful lady.
You remember there was like Superwoman movies? Or Supergirl or whatever?
Supergirl movies, right? And they were connected with the Superman, right? Series. Because I think.
I remember back in the day, like, seeing through that stuff when you were, like, a kid. Like, you were just willing to accept, like, it all. You're like, oh, yeah, it's the same universe. I remember watching Spaceballs as a kid and being like, oh, yeah, this is like Star Wars. It's like the same universe.
Yeah, so many things just kind of passed, but I kind of miss that, having that kid mentality with looking at a movie instead of my asshole-ish stuff now.
Yeah.
Like watching a movie at face value, like for the story.
Enjoying.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure, like if you're a kid and you pop RoboCop 3 and you're like, cool, no matter what.
More RoboCop.
Yeah, more RoboCop.
Yeah.
But now as an adult, you're like, oh, they couldn't get the same director. Like, the writers are different. Like, it's not as smart as, like, the other
I could
ones.
shut that off still. I could still shut it off and watch RoboCop 3 and say, oh, it's RoboCop. And then find some scenes that...
Oh my!
you know,
I just realized something. Remember that thing you posted up for the action hero thing? You put all those cool
The
things like
collage,
that?
yeah.
I wish that I would have been sent that MoboCop thing early, so you could put it into the
I told
we just
into the
thought-
I was
collage.
just talking about that with Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, friend of the show, Chris, posted up a photo Moses' face on RoboCop, and I thought it was cool, but I wasn't ready to just grab it and steal it.
Check it out.
Or ask him for because I think last time I tried to contact Chris on Facebook, it wasn't. Anyways, we're going on a tangent there. But I still kind of find some positives with some of those lesser films, and also with DC. I still find the fun in watching the old Batman show.
I'll watch the cartoons.
The Adam West show still has its high points. It's still cool because you still get to see all the colorful comic characters, and you see the back gadgets and stuff, and it's fun.
There was a scene where we were going up against Eggman.
It's fun because you're sitting there and you're watching with your kids, and it's a cool. It's a
No, I'm not
fun
watching
camping.
with my kids. I don't have.
No, you don't have kids.
But
I damn.
And you watch it with your kids all the time.
I watch it.
Yeah.
I watch it with
Just
other
in your
people's
balls
kids.
right now.
Before you guys go and jump and kill it, let me just paint what I see.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
All right. My introduction to Batman was the '89 Batman movie. And that was a total opposite of what Adam West Batman is.
Of course.
But for both of them, I can still give them their due. They were still both they were totally different versions of the character, but I enjoyed them for what they were.
Shark repellent.
It was a
Shark repellent spray.
It's hilarious now. Back then, I was able to accept it. As a kid, I was able to accept it. Now, it's just fun camp. And I can watch it, and it's enjoyable.
So you need to waste your time watching that stuff still.
You can watch
Because
Adam
it's
West.
Such a
hilarious.
waste of time. Isn't
Because adults, before you
I
jump
don't
in
think
and shit on
I don't
it,
think that's fair. All things are a waste of time.
all things.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Before we go into that whole
Existential.
where we could just go and say everything is shit.
Hey, I don't believe it.
Let's pretend. Let's not and humor this because then we would have a podcast.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. The Batman. and
Well,
all
I
his
thought we
iterations
honored
were-
all beliefs here.
We do, but I do want mine to actually have a little shine in the sun before you guys
Okay,
Shit on it.
run through it.
that's fair.
Michael, no one is
Wherever
shitting.
injustice
I'm the only one
rears its
shitting
ugly
on
head.
this. No one else is. I'm the only one that's saying that's a waste of time.
Justice Man is here.
Moses sounds like he's agreeing with you.
With what?
With
Yeah,
his
I'm defending his
enjoying the old
point.
Adam West
You're calling
Batman.
his stuff pointless, waste of time to watch, and I'm saying technically all things are pointless to watch. So it's fair. It's fair that you can just watch anything, and it's all equal footing. I didn't say you're not enjoying
when you
it.
put
I
it like
said
that,
Yeah.
it's just
I
pointless.
guess it's true.
All right, there you go. Thank you.
It's that default. It's just a default.
Because
win.
even if I were to
Everything's
watch
bullshit.
something that made a lot of really interesting points and were to escalate me as
A person, it would still
what
be a
difference
waste of
does
your
that
time.
make to me because I'm going to die and that doesn't have any effect on any one of you.
Exactly.
So
It's
it
the
matter.
dumbest way to look at everything to get no value out of life.
I've gotten a couple of listeners who said that that's kind of what you guys do.
It is what we do.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are great with what you do. Don't stop it. But it just they've already called you out on it. They say this is their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what more do you want from me?
No. Well,
You want me to
no.
defend a point? Why? That would be a waste of my time.
Wait. Hold on. Back up. Who says what now?
Who are they? Give me
All
their.
right.
Give
Before
me
we
their
go-
address.
No,
I'll
okay.
get to
All
know
right.
their
All
names.
right. Mike, go ahead.
Please. Thank you.
God, we've
So
spent
here we
so
go.
much time talking about
No.
Adam West Batman.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No. Here.
All right, make
Hey,
a point.
he's about
Look.
to
Look.
Joker surfing competition? Huh? Yeah? This is getting exciting. I want to hear this.
I'm sold. Let's watch it now.
I'm going to beat you, Batman.
Everything has its place, just like, and with the 66 Batman, you got the 89 Burton Batman, and then you got Batman the Animated Series. All these iterations have their positives, and some people dig them, some people don't, but they're different modes of approaching the character, and it works. It works for a certain group of people, and that's what makes it so universal. So that's why Batman lasts long. Why can't we do the same with Superman and Wonder Woman? What's keeping DC behind? Because Marvel's able to present in so many different formats. You have its animated shows, you have the different iterations of Spider-Man, and some could go and say the Raimi films are better than the ones that we're seeing right now.
No. Definitely not.
That's you.
Better costume.
Well, there's a different generation that grew up with Raimi and say that Raimi's better than
What do you mean?
Homecoming.
It's our generation. What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, there's a younger generation out there. There's the younger tier of millennials who only know Spider-Man Homecoming or know that god-awful, emo Spider-Man that came out before Homecoming.
Which one? Amazing Spider-Man?
And still think it's...
You didn't like the skateboarding scene?
No.
When he was figuring out his powers? I'm skateboarding, and then they had regular music.
I
Not
don't
a
like...
score. Guitar music with people singing.
Yeah.
And you guys, I like
No,
that.
no, I definitely...
Of course you did.
Michael, wasn't that scene way
wrong
too
with
late?
this?
When they did Amazing Spider-Man and they did that scene where he's skateboarding and doing that, I'd be like, this is in the 90s. Why are you doing this?
You could have thrown some Linkin Park music and then totally just
It should have been in Brink.
Yeah.
Brink, the rollerblade movie.
Right?
That's what that shit was.
Right. It was way too late. It may have worked before, but
Yeah.
you got these different versions of Spider-Man. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse. Thank you, Thomas, for getting that on Amazon Prime. I just saw it. It was great.
It's a good
Yes.
How come
Yeah.
I don't get that Amazon Prime, Thomas?
Because fuck you, that's why.
We're the Palaver. We share everything. We share girlfriends in the Palaver Project.
When? You have not presented us with anything.
Single
I
female.
I didn't
in
do that.
this on this podcast.
Sound like a bunch
sorry.
of incels. Stop. Continue your point.
We got to be more edgy, guys.
We gotta start filming these.
Yeah, I think these faces could really sell it.
Faces for radio.
You see my new mustache on the Palaver website.
It's gonna be his mustache on a surfboard versus the Joker.
Wait, what were we talking? What was I telling you were wrong about? Remind me again.
I don't know. I don't know. You just wanted to jump in there. No, but I guess what I really
Oh,
want to
Sam
get...
Raimi.
Michael,
Yeah,
Michael.
no way.
All right, man, you got throw a punch now, man.
Do it for
That's
the
too many.
80s,
That's
brother.
too many, dude. He stepped on your feet too many times. It's time to knock his ass out.
I don't even know what that is even referring to at any point.
Oh, that's referring to kicking the shit out of a guy who talks too much. Get him.
All right, okay.
Okay, yes, I agree with you that all media does have its place and time when it comes out.
Yeah.
Does it age well? That's a different
Yeah,
discussion.
we can always go back and in hindsight and look at things and pinpoint and poke at them, and that's
You're
fine.
not going to get me to say that Batman 66 or whatever.
Have you ever
is
gotten
worth
drunk and
like a
watched it,
rewatch.
though? Have you ever gotten drunk and watched it? It's fun.
Anything drunk.
It is fun.
That's true.
You have some beers and you watch it and you're like, ha, cool. Trust me, there's some stuff. There's some entertainment to be had, for sure.
Only when you're drunk.
Is it cool? Like, no.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I
Okay.
But it's weird because you know what is cool is still like Batman 89. Like I could still watch that
yes.
movie like today.
Yeah.
And that's 40 years old now.
Yeah.
I'm so
I think
proud.
I just did bad math.
Yeah, you did.
30 years old now.
Yeah, you did.
What are you proud of? Don't tell me you met Michael Keaton. I will kill you. Right
No. But I'm so proud that my kids could
Someone talking bad about
They
Michael
can
Keaton?
watch that movie?
Careful. No, my kids could watch that movie and they love it. They prefer
See, you're a good parent.
They prefer 89 Batman over the Nolan Batman.
Well, yeah, I mean it's more colorful. There's more interesting, like eccentric, like characters.
Yeah,
And
the
there's blood.
It's a lot
Joker.
more over the top.
The Joker is a lot funner in
More fun.
89 compared to the Heath Ledger one.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Crack addict Joker.
There's
Heroin
blood.
addict Joker.
There's actual blood. I keep saying that, but I mean, seriously, there's blood. There's no blood after freaking 89
Plus,
Batman.
there's like iconic scene. If Simpsons did a parody of your movie, it's an iconic scene.
yeah.
And Lisa Getting Braces did the parody of Joker with the mirror.
Mirror.
Lisa, that's crazy.
Now remember, Jack.
Number one guy.
Bob Gunn.
It transcends more than
Get
just a
'em over to
generation.
'em, boys.
That movie?
Yeah, and that's when you know it's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you had two great actors at like their peaks. You know,
One that
you got
was-
Michael Keaton. You got Jack Nicholson.
It's funny how much they wrote off Keaton before even just the announcement of Keaton as Batman was already like, oh my god, are you serious? That's Batman.
Did anyone see Beetlejuice? What were they talking about back then?
People did not see it at that time. They did not see it. They would totally just shit on Michael Keaton. And look what kind of
In
performance he
their
did.
defense, though, Dark Knight Returns did come out right before that Batman movie, right?
Yes.
Dark Knight Returns was a much better story than Batman 89. Like, that was the one that kind of started, like, redefining the character, right? Was Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Still to this day, like, one of my favorite, like, books. Not just, like, comic book, but, like, books is, like, Dark Knight Returns.
I know every time we talk about Batman in the 90s, Batman versus Predator.
Oh, did you ever see those
Batman
those
versus
comics
Predator
are, like,
comics.
awesome.
But who here has read Dark Knight Returns?
Not me.
Not me.
Okay.
Oh, just us two.
Yes. Okay.
Prime Frank Miller.
Thomas, can you give a little quick synopsis of what Dark Knight Returns is?
No.
Don't spare the nudity.
How about
Okay,
I
so
appreciate
how
your
about Batman
comment.
Forever?
It's
Batman
interesting
Forever, then.
Because Batman Forever. We can
Yeah.
talk for days.
Let's
Set
talk about
aside
Batman
another
Forever.
podcast for Batman Forever. No, so it's interesting because like the synopsis for Dark Knight Returns would be something like the first couple lines would would turn me off of that because it would be like Bruce Wayne's retired. It's like, oh, I'm out. Like, oh, Batman's an old man. Blah blah blah. But basically it's about him being tired of the way like the city's kind of slipping because it falls in the hands of like these gangs are like running everything. He just basically starts going to shit. He's tired of like seeing that, so even though he's like old, not like Batman Beyond, like in a wheelchair old, he could still
No.
like do something, right?
Wait, he wasn't in a wheelchair
So
in
he-
Batman Beyond? No, he wasn't.
Wasn't he?
No, he was like old, but I mean, he was still like,
Well, he had a cane and he was walking real shitty.
yeah. But,
No,
you know,
the only thing that kept them out of the game was because of having like heart problems. But we digress. Continue.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
digress.
so in this version,
F this, he fucked up.
your point is invalid.
I know. Everything he says is shit now.
Just like Bruce Wayne's legs
trust-
and whatever you're talking
You
about.
can't trust the guy that lies.
Says the guy that voted for Trump.
Whoa.
Anyway, so basically, Batman comes out of retirement, has this very like badass like Clint Eastwood-ish like demeanor, and like retakes the city like slowly, right?
Yeah.
Like by fighting like the mutant leader, and then it's cool because him coming out of retirement like brings Joker out of comatose, and then Joker has like this plot that starts like unfolding at the end. There's like some social like undertones as like every single thing has, you know, because I guess in the 80s like New York City was like really bad in the 80s, right? Like isn't it loosely based off of like
Yeah, it was
terrible,
really
like, New York
before
was good
Giuliani cleaned that place up.
by killing all the homeless people.
So this is
You
during
remember
like,
when Giuliani declared war on the homeless?
but yeah,
One.
it's you got the caricature of Reagan as the president at the time, right? But before I go into that,
Corto Maltese, which they mentioned like
Yeah.
10 times in that.
Don't-
Superman's in Dark Knight Returns. I almost forgot about that. It's kind of like not a big story, but that's actually
Oh,
the first
no.
comic where Batman beats the shit out of Superman
yeah, it is a
by
big
having
deal.
that suit and everything. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
I watched the animation for that.
I thought
Okay.
nothing could beat Superman.
Yeah, so you have
Well, he uses like a asthma inhaler of kryptonite,
Oh.
basically. Yeah,
So he poisons
it gets he poisons him basically,
a
and then he
bitch
messes
move.
him up with like a super suit.
Batman definitely.
You know, the super suit Batman should have been making from the beginning.
Batman definitely outsmarts him in this, but it's all kind of done like written in Batman's. You're seeing Batman's like inner thoughts as you're reading this.
It's a total like Western like badass, like,
Huh.
yeah, like very like gruff old guy taking no more bullshit kind of like narrative. It's pretty awesome.
It is the quintessential
It was like Clint
Batman
Eastwood
book.
Batman.
That's what it was kind of based off of.
Gran Torino.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so like prior to this, Batman had kind of started to, plateau. We had the golden age of comics, and there was a lot of restrictions, before that too, with Batman, where he was like going off to space, and he's, and you know how I feel about space. It's like once you go into that, you're
time travel in space mean the end of your series.
Yeah,
Right.
but what about Batman and Owlman? That is some cool shit.
Who?
2 words. Crazy quilt. No, but
Pillow Man. Huh?
yeah, it gets
The character I
super.
created.
It gets super zany.
Hello, Butterman.
Then you get like great writers coming in and great artists. Like I think everybody's kind of seen like Jim Apparel's art of Batman, and they might not know the name, but you know that Batman. With the yellow oval and the long ears, not too long ears. No, we're not talking about Kelly Jones, crazy monster looking Batman, but you're getting the classic blue and gray, and you get some decent stories out of that. But still, it hasn't revved up. The Dark Knight Returns definitely brings it back to form, and then you get Year One, which is also a great like if you need anything to like bookend, Year One, Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Call me crazy, but I think that animated Year One was actually better than the comic.
You're fucking nuts. Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
It was a good animation.
I'm not gonna say I can't say that any one of those is like any which
Come on,
one
Bryan
is.
Cranston as Commissioner Gordon.
No, I mean, no. I'm not saying it's not good. I think they both are great. Like they're both equal for in their medium. They're both like must. This is a must read. This is a must watch. There was an excellent adaptation. That's what I'll say. And everybody, and if you haven't seen it, go out and see that animated film. If you haven't read it, go and read it, because it's also a very excellent origin story to Batman.
I will say that Dark Knight Returns is the comic that made me start taking comic books like seriously, and realizing that there was like really good like narrative and like stories like to be found within like the medium,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Dark Knight Returns. That's that awakening, like that aha like moment. Like Knights of the Old Republic for video games.
So I promised myself not to turn this into a Batman podcast, but a lot of it.
I mean, you're talking about DC. What else are you going to talk
Yeah,
about?
exactly. There's nothing else.
But I'll say, what is the quintessential Superman story?
The one where he dies.
Yeah, actually,
Death of Superman.
I would
Brings
have to
everybody
agree on
together.
that.
I'm down to take recommendations for Superman stories because I've always felt there was something deeper to the character, but I'm not sure I've ever read a great Superman story. So if anyone has any recommendations out there, I'm more than happy to
It's just that-
take them.
Superman's he's not good here. You know what I mean? He needs to defend Earth somewhere else.
I'm going to tell you, I'll give you a
It's the
recommendation.
deepest thing Oscar's ever said.
I think like Superman's interaction with Trump would be like, that'd be pretty.
if
cool.
you had to listen to Trump.
Yeah, if you had to listen to Trump.
You're gonna defend our wall. We don't need turrets. We need Superman.
Have you seen this guy flying around? You've seen him.
He wears tights. I don't like
God,
tights.
stop bringing everything back to Trump. Can we just pretend he doesn't exist?
He's the best comic book character who's ever created.
It's a great comic book
Trumpty
villain.
Dumpty.
He's an American hero. He wears blue and red.
Excellent
And
guy.
he's white, so there's the white.
Makes an excellent hamburger.
I never read the comic book, the series, but I did see the animated movie, and it's All-Star Superman.
Grant Morrison.
Yes,
They made an animated movie of that?
they did, and it's a really good movie.
Did Grant Morrison write the Batman Rest in Peace?
He did. He had that arc, and it was a very good arc, a very strong arc. But that is a guy, and I'm not going to take credit for what I'm saying. What I'm going to say right here. Did someone else put these words together? But it's where a writer can get lost in his own writing. Grant Morrison kind of has that kind of style. This kind of verbiage is a credit to some of the some of the guys who work on Batman on film. But it's such a good thing that I'll repeat it here, and I'm going to give him credit because Morrison is a guy who does that. Because Rest in Peace was a great story, but he can get a little too much, and he can lose you. And that's how Morrison was. But I think with Morrison's work on All-Star Superman, if the animated film is anything like his work, like his actual written work, then he hit a home run. But with an animated film, they can edit, they can cut, and so I'm pretty sure he went a little too far in some spots. But if the film is anything like, if it's the essence of what Morrison wrote, then Morrison wrote a very good Superman movie, and I would totally recommend that as a must watch. Other than that, like Christopher Reeve's Superman, that would be a good one. So I'm not heavy on a Superman as a Superman reader, but Superman in film, it's not all Man of Steel, it's not Justice League. That shit is bastardization of Superman.
Amen.
Go with Christopher Reeve's Superman.
The Richard Donner cut of Part 2 or the regular cut of Part 2?
The original.
But he throws the cellophane S at the guy.
Yes. But you see,
what's going on?
I was trying to gift
And
wrap
the-
him.
Mildly interrupted what I was doing.
the problem with that is that the Richard Donner cut of Part 2, of Superman 2, because that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's the same ending as Part 1.
Yeah.
And that
over the spinning,
the whole
worlds
spinning
around.
thing,
Yeah.
and that's why that was my soul. But and I apologize for that huge pregnant pause. But that's a big deal because you're
it's not original.
It's not original at all. And but other than that, that was I appreciate Part 2, Richard Donner cut. I do appreciate it. It's just that ending was a cop out.
That Zod was pretty good, huh?
That Zod was pretty good. That Zod was pretty good. Although I still think that that original Part 2, not the Richard Donner cut, was I still like the inflection of Zod's voice. I'm sorry if I'm a stickler with that, but it is a thing. Thomas, you know what we're talking about.
You just want him to kneel.
Now, finally, take my hand and swear eternal allegiance to Zod.
It's back when actors possessed, presence.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Look, full disclosure, we just do bits. All throughout high school, all throughout early college, even today.
That Zod in Man of Steel was trash, huh?
Yes. Yes. Michael Shannon.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Michael Shannon. That guy's an alright actor too, but yeah, that movie kind of sucked.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, quintessential Superman story. Send him over.
Yeah, because I'm all here to learn. Wonder Woman.
Okay, well, what's the quintessential Batman story?
I thought we just covered that.
Aside from the Frank Miller stuff, what would you consider to be a quintessential Batman story in the comics? It's weird because Batman's actually kind of spilled over and transcended comics. There's notable Batman stories in different
Everywhere.
forms of medium. I'll be honest, I think one of the best forms of or stories of Batman is actually the Arkham Asylum game.
Video games.
Arkham
yeah.
City. That's a good game.
That's the peak. Arkham Knight, but Arkham City is perfect, and that's still written by Paul Dini, by the great Paul Dini.
Yeah, you can tell he left.
Yeah,
You can tell he didn't work on Arkham
definitely.
Knight or whatever.
And that guy has like not only done comics, he's done animation with the Batman animated series and the video games. This is
Feel free to
fantastic.
chime in anytime, guys.
I know, because like I said,
What do you want me to say?
we don't want to make
The
You
fighting-
you played the video
Yeah, the
games.
fighting was great.
You notice that every game now is Arkham
Copying that
Asylum.
fighting style.
Even that Spider-Man game that came out, I was like, oh, I gotta dodge. Like, as soon as my spider senses come out.
Of course you
Like,
did.
oh, that's weird. That sounds exactly like...
Spider-Man still can't get hit by bullets, buddy.
Okay, but guys, this is the reason why we never really touched on DC. We were just sticking with Marvel because
because they're getting their ass kicked right now by Marvel.
yeah. But look, if I went around the room, who here actually reads a DC comic? Who has read a DC comic?
Why do you have to read them?
Predator versus Batman. Or Batman versus Predator.
Right, so it has to involve a
RoboCop
crossover.
versus
hell yeah,
So if it's a crossover,
Batman Rest in Peace is probably the last one that I read.
That you
was a long
read?
time ago. Yeah.
okay. So
Batman Incorporated. And that one with that guy who made sounds all the time.
okay, that's Batman, written by Kevin Smith. That's
Okay.
Onomatopoeia.
And then
That's excellent.
Then the one you gave me,
Onomatopoeia, or is it
Good, I'm
Cacophony? Or
the one where you had me read where Joker raped that guy's wife or something.
Oh, the Joker standalone
Yeah.
story.
Finally.
I like how that's the part that sticks out.
I remember it
It's
because he's like
damn, he banged
zipping
that
his
guy's wife
pants
in
out
front
when
of
he's
him.
getting out there.
Yeah.
Like,
There
"All
are
right, just
moments
break
of-
my wife."
He like
some-
skins a guy alive in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sends him alive.
Was that him or was it Harley?
It was him.
That's pretty gross.
Skin-
And then
Yeah.
Batman Incorporated, and you get Mexican Batman, Japanese Batman. Like you gotta
Yeah, Morrison got wild. Grant Morrison got wild. in that.
corporation.
Yeah, yeah. I did follow that for some time. Then but you asked me what was like another quintessential Batman reading. I'm never gonna say Long Halloween. I'm sorry, because I'm so turned off by the art, and then Jeff Loeb's writing, how he has to kind of. It's like it's a constant repetition. I know that you want to go and circle back and give a quick summary, but it's huge. It's not just one.
I actually
two
thought
panels.
the other one was better.
Dark Victory
Yeah. I thought that one was actually better than Long Halloween.
with the intro to Robin and more of the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
I'm just like again that animation. I don't like seeing Joker whizzing around in a little toy plane as his like first intro to the character.
Why not? It's like Robin Williams from
So
Toys.
You remember that movie? Sometimes I
I
think
do.
that I imagine
Toys?
that movie, and I'm not sure it exists. I think that I dreamed it up.
oh, that is true. And Robin Williams with a bowler hat, prancing around, which should have got him like a shoe in with Riddler as the Riddler, right?
The Riddler.
He could just dyed it green, and there you go. But okay, Man Who Laughs. That was I believe that was Ed
That's
Brubaker.
early, right?
Yeah, and it's a really good one. It's an introduction to Joker. Like, and it's like a follow up to like year one, because you know how in year
The
one,
poison, the water supply, and all that stuff.
yeah, Joker he does that, and it's a great story to introduce the Joker in. So trying to keep within canon, I'll go with that.
What do you think? Okay, so instead of a quintessential Batman story, like which story, like all mediums considered, do you think captured kind of like the essence of like Batman? Like if you could show one person like that's never like seen Batman before and you want them to see what Batman is all about, what would you make them read or watch?
Batman the Animated Series. That is, it's a because everything else. There's an age point that you can grab. You have to jump on. With Batman the Animated Series, it's ageless. It's timeless. You can be an adult and watch it and still grasp it. I mean, you can grasp it even further. Like, as a kid, you can still grasp it and enjoy it for its color, its animation, and its and the story.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
I would go shorter than that. I would just make someone play Arkham City.
Arkham City, But see, I can't get a kid to do that because it's a little too much. It's a little too graphic. I know.
Well, that kids nowadays wouldn't even play it. They just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
The full playthrough.
True.
And they'd be like, "Oh shit, that's sick."
My niece was watching somebody play Sims, and the person was narrating all the things and stuff that was happening in the Sims.
She was watching this by choice.
She was watching it by choice.
Chinese.
She's young. She's like, I don't know, 6 or something. But still.
You're right. Yeah.
Like, you know,
That
I guess
made-
if you line it up, you have somebody do a super cut of Arkham City, where they don't show you any of the extra stuff where
It's
they're
all just the
wandering around.
cutscenes.
It's not just the cutscenes. It's them getting everything done first time around, and you went through that whole thing. I think that would be really entertaining.
Just watching it? Hell yeah.
You know, and with our ADD kind of society, that might be the way to get into people. If like no one's ever seen Batman before, just show them a YouTube clip of Arkham City, and they'll probably just want to see what the next part of it is. And yeah, that might be more approachable. That might be the right thing for this age.
I just love that whenever like villains try to do their whole wacky zany like bits, Batman like doesn't have time for it.
He knocks
Just,
them out like
knocks them
immediately,
out,
like
yeah.
throws a battering.
Like he handles them so easily, like all the time, and it's
Yeah,
great.
remember you go through this whole big thing to get to the enemy, and then the last thing is just punching him in the head. Like someone like Penguin, right? Like you just beat up all of his guys. It took you like 15, 20 minutes in the game. Then you walk up to Penguin, and he's talking, and then you can just get the choice to cut him
He
off.
monologues, and then you just like knock him out. Yeah.
You can bash that long ass nose.
There's like no shock in him, no like the double take. I mean, there's moments where you do see like a gasp here and there, but he's never in front of the actual villain. It's always in terms of a challenge. Maybe like there's something like a mechanical like I don't know, like killing machine coming up to its way. And he's like, oh, like, you know, or like a panther that's coming out of a cage that he's gonna have to wrestle, or a shark. I mean, there you get a gasp, but you never see him show any of that emotion with a villain because he's just all business, and that's the point. Like he can't show that.
Or even like anytime Harley Quinn tries to do anything, he like messes her up like quick, like it's not worth his time.
Just grabs her by the head with one of the.
Your tits. Where are they?
But yeah, that's that way. Well, I mean, so you said Arkham City. I mean, anybody else has anything to add on to that?
I have a feeling we're gonna be doing this
Forever.
forever.
This is,
Rip.
we just went into space.
Space Bat. Space Bat
Space
Force.
bed, coast to coast.
We can go ahead and wrap this up. Does anybody have any last words to say about DC or about any of its characters or the future of DC? Do you think they can fix this shit up?
Well, Shazam's getting pretty positive reviews right now, but like, who cares about Shazam?
Yeah, no one. I
Yeah.
don't care. But Moses does. Look at his face.
Man-child. Like, we had a friend whose favorite character was Shazam.
Who?
Right? This guy. I don't know if I should name names.
He's made up.
We don't hang out with him anymore, though. We used to hang out a lot. But he loves Shazam, and you're just like, dude, he's a kid. He gets struck by lightning and turns into a man. Like, don't you just... like, you would pick Shazam? Like, you want to be that? The kid transforming? I don't know, man. It's just, if you're going to like Shazam, then you might as well like, what's-his-face instead? Black Adam. Just go with Black Adam. He's badass.
Okay, Oscar.
I don't think I've ever heard
Swamp
of Black
Thing
Adam
as
before.
well. Them adding Swamp...
Hey, Swamp Thing is a good
Swamp
show.
Thing is badass. All the stuff they've been adding with Swamp Thing into DC, he needs a movie to come back. I love Swamp Thing.
Oscar, you want to say anything?
I used to have a Swamp Thing action figure.
DC. Man, I don't know. They really need this Joker
Say
movie
goodbye.
to do good. So just, I don't know.
I don't know if
DC
they
does
do,
really
because
good.
they can't parlay it into anything like longer than
But-
just the one-shot comic.
I feel like
But
they
it-
need that Ninja Turtles versus Batman thing to do better than they need that Joker movie to do better.
I just think that they need a good movie. And if this Joker movie is the one, then the rest of the movies need to fall in line.
It wasn't
if they
Wonder
don't,
Woman
that's
good
it.
or something?
Yeah.
What happened?
It
No,
was
actually,
good. It was-
Wonder Woman was
Wonder
good.
Woman
It was a good movie.
Yeah, actually, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Except for the mustache on
Yeah,
at
except
the
for,
end.
except for...
What is up with DC and their mustaches?
Did we decide that Batman vs Superman is a terrible movie?
Yes, yeah, we did.
Yeah, that kind of went without saying.
That was,
Everybody agrees.
Because of the Martha thing.
It
Not just the Martha
no, it's just they were trying to take a classic.
Was Ben Affleck good in that or no?
Oh, okay.
He was.
He did fine. I love the aesthetic. I love the suit. The action sequence was cool. Although I don't agree with the super hyped up killing, blasting everything away. I know '89 did it, but I just this one was way over the top. I was coming out of Dark Knight trilogy, and I was I didn't need to see this, and I don't understand why, because there was no explanation that he's lost a Robin, he's lost his way, there wasn't enough exposition behind
To justify it. Yeah. Alright, let's rank Batmans. Ready? Moses, go. Number 1, Batman.
For me?
Can we do like a top 3?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Moses, top 3.
I don't have a top
Top
3.
3.
I only have one.
Oh, that's ought to be good.
Michael Keaton, Batman, my favorite. Probably just because of childhood. Alright?
No, he is the best.
Yeah, he is the best. And then George Clooney.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Because of bat nipples.
He's not.
And then Val Kilmer.
His head shakes a lot.
No respect for Christian Bale, huh?
Who?
Oscar?
Michael Keaton, and second would probably be Michael Keaton, and third Michael Keaton.
Nice.
Across the board.
Michael Keaton had that nice, smart ass swagger,
And his
the
face
eyebrows.
kind of looks like a bat, like his eyebrows just like he already kind of looks like this bat person. So,
Good answer.
You're up, Thomas.
Thomas is picturing it. He's like, he's right. He looks like...
Personal favorite, I'd probably say Michael Keaton, just because I really like Michael Keaton. But as far as source material and everything, Christian Bale is probably better. Batman, although I didn't always
Batman with
like
the lisp.
didn't like his. No, that's about Kilmer. That had the lisp. I didn't always like his Batman voice.
Nothing. Batman Begins. He should have stuck with the Batman Begins.
And if we're gonna
voice.
go full on any Batman that's ever blah blah
Yes.
blah, then I'll say Kevin Conroy. Yeah, because
Yeah.
his voice is always the one I hear when I'm reading comics.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean
Oh well, whatever. I'll stick by my George Clooney.
Thomas and I are simpatico on this. Christian Bale. I'm gonna put Conroy second and then Keaton third, just because Conroy has a larger body of work, so he's more prevalent in my head. But Michael Keaton, all respect to Michael Keaton, because that's one of the first images of Batman that I know, and he did well.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts.
That scene still kind of is out of the blue. Yeah.
That was good. Good stuff. What about Jack Nicholson?
How he pulls a gun on him right away.
Just feel like I feel like
Box.
we're not gonna. We are
Oh,
not,
the laugh box at the end.
That was hilarious.
he wasn't dead. No, I was so stupid when I was a kid.
It's time to retire.
Really? Is that what you
Yeah,
thought?
as a kid,
No,
you hear
I'll
that, and
admit
he's like,
it,
he's not
He's
dead.
not dead.
I'll admit it. I'll admit it right
still
here.
laughing.
When I heard the laughing, I thought he wasn't dead. I was so stupid. Even Thomas knows this. He remembers. He's like, Michael, it was a laughing box. That's the shit in the bag. I'm like, oh.
Childhood ruined.
My dreams of a sequel. No, that was long.
Yeah, he was waiting forever for Joker to come back.
Jack Nicholson was great. You wanted a guy with glasses, would you?
Guys, we're never going to do a Batman podcast. Never. Because this DC one went. We were sputtering.
Well, what else are you going to talk about?
No, I know. Yeah, you're right. All right. You guys, everyone listening, do some homework. Batman Year 100. You got to read that. All-Star Batman. I don't care if it was cut off short. Still read it. It's
Is that
Frank
what
Miller.
the Harlem Globetrotters?
Dark Knight Strikes Again. Dark Knight Master Race. Yeah, read all that shit. Why not?
Or Definitely, though, go on YouTube and watch Owlman versus Batman.
Batman Death in the Family.
Batman versus Predator.
What's his name was the voice of Owlman?
Sean
James
Connery.
Woods.
Oh, really? James
Yeah,
Woods.
and right before he goes out, he just says, "It doesn't matter."
That guy's a right wing nutcase.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Beautiful man.
All right, guys. For Thomas Rodriguez, Moses Alcastis, Oscar Sandoval, I'm Michael Rivera. Thanks for tuning in. See you.
Wait! Before you leave, hold on. You got to give the best. What's the best Batman line quote from like comics or like movies?
Oh my god.
What's the one that sticks with you the most? It's tough because there's a lot in Dark Knight Returns.
I am the law.
Oh, okay, hold on. No, there is a lot from
Is it the
Hey,
and this is an operating table?
You don't get it, son. This isn't a mud heap. It's an operating table, and I'm the surgeon. And then a big old crack right there.
What are we doing?
No, that one's good.
That was good.
Just any lines from Batman comics that stand out to you, or movies or shows or anything.
From Batman?
Yeah, or anything from DC.
Give me
It's
time.
that one that we always laugh about. That stupid fat detective. Hey, blah, blah.
Think about the future.
Think about the future. Yeah.
That's the best one. Yeah. That guy was so horrible looking.
I brought you a sandwich.
Why don't you broadcast it? Shut up.
Well, you're broadcasters. Oh, that mustache, the eyes. Guy hadn't slept in years.
You call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a whole lot happier. No, one for me was that Batman Rest in Peace, as like over the top as it is, but when it does the whole like when it wraps up and it says that Batman came face to face with like the devil, and then was that like fear in his eyes or whatever. I think that was pretty cool.
That was
like leading up to like that whole like part when you realize that it's like a bigger force like kind of manipulating things, but then at the very end he couldn't believe how capable like Batman was. Like when it came down to it, I think that was pretty cool, but I could be misquoting.
No, you got it.
Yeah,
That was
I
good.
think that sums it up.
Right. Yeah, we would know. We're the Palaver Project. We know this.
Guys, if you like what you hear,
Well, Moses and Oscar decided to take this one off, but hopefully you guys still enjoy the show.
Michael's an ordained minister.
yeah.
If you guys need to get married,
If you want to hear more Batman, please send us your feedback. Thomas and I will definitely oblige. All right, guys. For everyone here at the Palaver Project, this is Mike Rivera. Have a good night. See you next week.
I go over to this guy's house, and he's got a tube TV. A tube.
do you guys remember the rewind? Where you put the cassette tape to rewind, and that's all it did. It's outside
the machine.
Actual
the
rewinding
machine. It was
machine.
just
Remember,
put
you
the
used to get penalized for not rewinding.
Oh yeah, you
Remember.
remember? Freaking
Yeah.
Be
at
kind,
Blockbuster?
rewind.
Be
Yeah.
kind, rewind.
Be
They
kind,
even have
rewind.
stickers on top of the video.
Well, how would they penalize you? They would just like charge to your
They
account.
would charge it to you. Like, I don't know, what was it, 25 cents, which is like the equivalent to $5 now.
But then again, I wasn't an animal. I always rewinded.
Rewound.
Thank you.
You animal.
You may not be an animal, but you're definitely a Neanderthal when it comes to grammar.